Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here, and in this video I'm going to take you through some of the basics of technical analysis. So I've put together a blog post. I'm going to quickly show you that, and then I'm going to show you some live examples on the charts of what are trend lines, how do you draw them, what are support and resistance, how we draw them as well. And hopefully this will give you the basics that are needed for when you're looking at a chart, or even when you're looking at a video of someone doing live analysis of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, or even Forex, that you will have more of an understanding of what they're talking about. Because I see a lot of people coming into cryptocurrency as their first venture in trading, and they don't understand what the basics are of technical analysis, and this is aimed at helping everyone get up to speed, I suppose. So if this video gives you some value, make sure you hit that like button at the end, share it with others if you feel it can give them some value, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So this is the live chart. We'll come back to that in a minute. I'm going to show you this blog post first. This is linked down below. You can take a look through it. This talks about the basics. I will say from the outset as well that when you are looking at trading on cryptocurrencies, technical analysis is good, but definitely do not go just by technical analysis, because you can really make the charts or the trends look like they're going whatever way you want. Depending on the time frames you look at, you can draw all these trend lines and everything like that to make it look like or validate any of the theories that you have. News plays a huge role when it comes to cryptocurrencies. If a country comes out and bans mining, or they ban cryptocurrency, or some country legalizes something, then you will see some huge moves in the market, even more so than Forex. So candlestick, let's start with very basics. What is a candlestick? Some people do not understand this, what the candlestick actually shows you. They know that when they look at the markets, they see all these green and red candles. Green is good, red is bad if you own a certain currency. So when we look at it here, there's three parts to a candlestick. So you have the upper wick, the body, and then the lower wick. So the upper wick shows the high point of where that price went within that time frame. So a candle represents a certain period of time, and it shows where the price of whatever asset you're looking at, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, the candle shows where the price has gone, where it has went for the high and the low, and then where it actually closed for that time period. So the wick on the top shows where it went on the high, on the bottom it shows the low where it hit, and the body is where the candle actually closes. So you can see this was a candle going down, so it opened up here and then it ended up closing down here. So the bottom of this one shows the close and the top shows the open. So if the market was going up and this had been a green candle, then the open would have been down here and then the close would have been up higher. That's your candles. There are other types of candles. You have things like Renkos, where they are not time-based, but again, we'll talk about them in a later video. Trend lines then. So trend lines show the trend of the market. So whether it's trending up or trending down, or whether it's going sideways and it's just ranging, trying to find where it's going to go. So you see the uptrend example here, downtrend here, and then a sideways market here, which is basically trending between certain values, and it's looking to see, is it going to break out going down or break out and go into an uptrend. So again, I'll show you how to draw these when we get onto the charts. There's a bit of detail here if you want to read it as well, but I always find that seeing visual examples is the best way to look at it. So support and resistance then is the other one that you will hear a lot. Support is down on the bottom of the market. Let's bring the chart. So support is down the bottom, and then resistance is up on top. So support is a price point where the market has struggled to go below, or where it hasn't went below in a long time. Resistance is the roof, it's the ceiling of where the price is struggling to get up past. You also, and as well as that, strong support is one that has been tested multiple times. You can see here this one's been tested multiple times, came down, went up, and then down to test, could not get past it, and then rebounded up and has not come down to this level again. A more minor support is one where the market comes down a decent bit, and then it hits a point and goes back up. And I would say if you took that line right back through the time period there, that you will probably find other points in time where that support was Also, support is the wrong word, but you will find other times the market has turned at that support too. Then you have your major up on top. That's been tested a few times and the market is really struggling to go beyond that price point. So let's take this into the charts. Actually, that's a very good charting software. If you want to get a lot more data into your charts, you can add in any indicators, anything like that you want. I'm not going to get into indicators in this video, but this one has a lot of indicators you can put in. There's a lot of different crypto markets here that you can get into. You can link in your trading accounts as well. You can link in your exchanges via APIs and actually trade from here as well. I'll put links to all of this below. I would say that if you are putting APIs into this, make sure that you untick the withdraw option. Some people have unfortunately left that on before and somehow their APIs got out there and hackers were able to get in and just withdraw everything out of their account using the APIs. So just be wary of that. So that's Coinigy. But what I'm going to show you here is TradingView. So TradingView is free. There are upgrades. You can pay for your accounts as well, but free is probably good enough for the majority of people, and they have a lot of charts as well, lots of indicators, and they are a nice, easy charting software to use. So you can see here I have my trend line. So this is my downtrend line. Anyone who's been following my lives will have seen I drew this line a long time ago, and we have been trying to break up above it ever since. So you can see how I drew that. Actually, I'll go on to a new chart and I'll draw them. Each candle here represents 1 day. So every one of these is 1 day. So this takes up back to the beginning of September. This chart is showing us here. So we had our huge rise in Bitcoin, been on a big downtrend since, and we're finally breaking out of that. Hopefully, we're breaking out of it. You can see this trend line was respected. It started up here and I drew it on these 2 points here. So I drew it in line with these. Then it came right up here and it actually hit bang on. Technical analysis here was able to tell that the market was going to turn down. So again, it was coming up to test. And because of this big green candle, it was able to push up through it and we are holding above. There's trend lines. Support then is where you would say, this here is a support line. So you can see the market came down, couldn't get past this level, it turned and it rebounded up. So again, it then came down and again, it tested here a few times and pushed up. So to me, this is a strong support level for Bitcoin. $6,600 is that support line for me. That is a strong support. So the horizontal line is drawn across. It takes in all of these here and it's strong. So then again, another support line is here. You can see it's respected back here. It came down and rebounded off it, but it had first came down and rebounded off it here. Even here, it came down, it went through it, but again, it was back up. So this here would be the next one I see at 5,000, just under $5,300, and then you can come back down again and you have more support way down here. Hopefully we don't see that for Bitcoin, and I don't think we will. So let's look at drawing some of these on the chart. Again, if you come into TradingView here, you will go in and you can see lots of other people's markups on where they think the markets are going, where you can see here's a trend line and possibilities of what people think. So you can come in, you can draw up your own ones as well and get feedback on them. You can see all the views, comments on if people agree with your analysis or they don't. So come in here, go to ticker, and we're going to put in Bitcoin, so BTC, and then this gives you all the charts that you have for Bitcoin. So we want Bitcoin USD. So I generally go for, you can see on the right hand side then the exchanges that it's against. So let's go USD, and I generally go for Binance because I trade on Binance a good bit. And here's Binance here, it's against Tether. This brings up here, this is the chart, the technical analysis. It gives you where it thinks the market or the general feeling of where the market is going. Click on interactive chart. That's going to bring up our chart here. No thanks, we don't need the paid version for now. And you can see some lines that I was playing with previously. So now we have a blank chart. So if I was looking at this chart here, where would I be starting off? So let's put some downtrend, put some trend lines on it. Some people draw on the tops of the wicks. I personally put it on the tops of the candles. But again, it's different people do it different ways. So if I draw that there, so you can see that comes down here, touches the top of this candle here, comes down, this one here, this one here. So again, it's drawn off these two, and you can see how this one came right up to it and tested it. So again, you will see people trying to validate their own theories by, you could draw this any way you want. If some people would be drawing it up here, and they would be looking at, they could be looking at that there, and then they were saying that it came up and broke it, and you will see some people's downtrend line will look like that. That's because if they're drawing it on the wicks, but as I say, I do it on the, let's get this down here. Oh, come on. So I do it on the candles, on the edges of the candles, because the wicks could have been just a price spike for that day. So again, you can see that's even slightly off where I had it before on my other chart. So again, different people draw them different ways. Even you see me drawing this one again, it's slightly off there. So there we go, somewhere around there. They can be very slightly, it doesn't, it's up to your own interpretation, up to whatever trader is looking at the charts. So this is on the day. So if you were looking at more, I personally don't like trading Bitcoin anything lower than a day chart. Sometimes the hour chart, you will see some people doing it on 15-minute charts, and it's a very easy way to get burnt when you're doing that. I would say look at, for things like Bitcoin, look at the bigger picture. Don't just look at the day to day. You will drive yourself mad if you're looking at the price is up, the price is down. Look at a bigger picture. Look at where you think it's going longer term. And personally, I think we are going right back up here. So if you were to look for another downtrend, we'll go in and we'll put it into, up here is where you change. So we're on the day chart. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. So you can see here, here is where we broke out the other day and where we're going up. This is actually your example of trending on the hour chart. You're trending, you're going side to side. So you could put a support here and you could put your support here, and then you're waiting for Bitcoin to either break out above or below. So let's go and put that in. So a horizontal line, let's put it in here, and then we'll put in another one here. So there's where you're looking at your trending market coming up, down, up, down. Again, you can see this is the level. The 7,800 is the level there. We don't want to see it going below that. You want to see it coming up, and you want to see it breaking out above $8,400 is where you want to see that particular area of trading breaking out above. So that's if you're looking at the smaller time frames. On the day trades, as you will have seen, we don't really see that yet. It will take a few more days for us to actually see that on that time scale. So look, that's why it's good to look at different time zones as well before your actual trading. Never forget to look at the higher time frames. So again, if we come back here, let's go back to the day just for putting in our overall support and resistance. So you can see actually that trend line there, we put it in on the hour chart, but if you look back here, or that support line, we look back here, it was actually respected here. The market came down, it touched that point and went back up. So you can see we couldn't see that when I was drawing it, but it did hit it there. And if you look back here, again, the market was going up. It did have a pullback, and it pulled back to that line there. So it's interesting to look back and see where your support, your resistance lines have. We haven't actually looked at resistance yet, but it's just the opposite to the support we're talking about. In a downtrend market, your support is the one that we have to try and get up above. So that's what we're concentrating on here. So you can see it was respected in the different points there. So again, you can see here's where we came back down. Here's all this time where we came down and kept testing this line. So this is the one that I had before. We put that in there, and that is our more major support level of where we do not want to see Bitcoin going down above. You can then look at, if you were looking at support here or a resistance here. So that is the upper level where we need to get up above. Let's go and put in a resistance level here. So I would be looking at, here's where the market came up and failed to get across before. So I would be putting a support or a resistance level there. So somewhere around the 9,100 is where I will be putting that resistance level. The next one then that you will be looking at is here, and this is a stronger one. So this is where the market came up here, got rejected off this level and came down. It came up again and it got rejected off the same level again. That would have been, what, about a week later, nearly 2 weeks later, it got rejected and came way, way down. So these are the two levels that we want to see Bitcoin coming strongly through. So first, on a smaller level, it's this one, then coming up past here and then here. And once we get above there, there isn't as many strong resistance points. People will start to get confidence back in the market. You will start to see Bitcoin moving a lot more then. So guys, look, there's no point in going in anymore. I hope this video has been helpful. I've kind of went on a good bit longer than I meant to do. So maybe you will need to rewatch some parts of it. Check out the blog post, which is down below. And as I say, if it gives you value, then please give it a like, give it a share, and I appreciate that. Thanks for watching, guys. Any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I will do a follow-up video on this then, where I will answer any questions that come in. Maybe we'll set up a live stream where I give you the time before so people can get on and ask questions live as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you on the next video.